Hi, I'm Gloria Strode and welcome to Straightforward. Today I am so excited to be with my amazing friend Altovise, who has taken another turn in her professional career, and we are on location at the Filmore Law Firm. How wonderful is that? So what is the official name?
The official name is Filmore Law, Altovise D. Filmore, attorney at law.
Isn't that amazing? People probably have seen you over the years and didn't realize that you were an attorney. And as I was saying before we started, you're so polished, so professional, and you've worked in city government and state government for many, many years.
Yes.
And so when you started your career as a public servant, because it's pretty much a thankless job and you were not getting rich because you could have been a lawyer over there with Microsoft or somebody. You started where, your career?
I started out, when I first passed the bar and everything, I was working in municipal court when I was taking the bar. So I worked in municipal court for about a year, and then I was thankful enough to get a position in the solicitor's office.
So you were at the solicitor's office with Judge Richardson?
Yes, Judge Richardson hired me in the Solicitor General's office
Really?
in 2003.
So you went and I followed you, and I don't care. Over the years, if people saw you moved very quietly in the government center, very polished, very professional, very helpful, and people probably didn't even know you were an attorney. No, just that's how you are. You didn't wear all your credentials on your sleeves. That's what I liked about you. So you started over in municipal court with Vivian Creighton Bishop.
Yes.
And then you went with Judge Ben Richardson.
Yes.
He was a solicitor before he became the judge.
Exactly. When he became the Solicitor General, I was the first person he hired.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that.
Yep,
And you know, he's one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
And you all are very similar spirits. Walk very humbly in your gifts and your abilities. Very smart people. So I could see him selecting you, like mines. And so how many years between all of that work down in the government center? You were over 20 years.
Yes, it was over 20 years.
So you got a lot of experience.
I do.
Before you decided to establish the Filmore Law Firm.
Yes.
I love saying that. I know that your mother, who has moved from work to reward, and your grandmother, who has moved from work to reward, would be very, very proud of you.
Yes.
Because you've been a very hard-working young lady. And so you decided, now it's time. 20-something years, you've had great experience serving the public.
Yes.
Didn't get rich doing it because you were down at the government center, so we were not making $200,000 a year. And so you gained all that knowledge of how things work.
Yes.
And so you decided, I'm going to do this thing.
Yes.
Okay. Was it scary?
No, I was not scared at all. I was excited. I thought that now was the time to
Okay.
use all of my knowledge and experience to do something different.
Right.
And I think the solicitor's office was a good foundation, because being
Right.
a prosecutor in the solicitor's office is a lot different from what people see on TV being a solicitor and what people think of when they think of Superior Court.
So what is a solicitor's office? What does that, because people know about recorder's court. When they get a ticket or some other situation,
Yes.
you go to recorder's court. So the solicitor does what?
The solicitor's office is the prosecution office for state court.
Okay.
The DA's office is the prosecutor's office for Superior Court.
All right,
That's how
see, civics, we got to teach this because they don't teach that in school
people
anymore.
don't, yeah.
And people don't, I've seen people in the government center and they're not really sure where they're supposed to go
That's true.
and what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, so you all are the prosecutor's office for state court.
Exactly. That's how it's set up here. Every
Okay.
county is a little different, but in Georgia, a lot of counties do it that way.
Okay.
The Solicitor General's office handles all the misdemeanors, and the DA's office handles all the felonies.
Right.
In the counties that don't have solicitors, the DA's office handles all of them. The felonies
Really?
and misdemeanors.
That's a big caseload.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so on a day-to-day basis, you were already working with law and managing.
Yeah.
Reason I really say that is because a lot of the judges have clerks. My sister-in-law is an attorney, she and her husband in New Jersey, and she clerked for somebody before. So if you're the clerk, that you're not the person that's in the courtroom or doing
That's true.
that piece. So, but you've been able to see
Yes.
on both sides.
Yes.
Right.
Both sides.
So-
And also being a prosecutor in the solicitor's office, you do a lot of the administrative stuff yourself. So
So you got to know what the rules are and what to do and all the steps.
Yes.
Oh,
And-
Lord, that's like taking a test every day, isn't
Well,
it?
yeah, it's like having multiple jobs.
Right.
You're not just in the solicitor's office. It was a lot different. It's not just being a prosecutor. You're like a social worker too, because we are hands-on with the defendants than you would be in a DA's office. Because
Okay.
And a lot of the defendants are pro se, so they represent themselves. So there's a lot more contact and interaction.
They're what now?
They're pro se, which means they don't have attorneys.
Okay,
Some
pro
of them-
se. I love smart people. I just learned something. They're pro se.
Yeah.
So they're being the attorney for themselves.
Many of them will.
Okay.
They have the opportunity to talk to a public defender, but some of them choose to represent themselves. So when they do that, the prosecutor, which is what I was doing at the time, would interact and have a lot of one-on-one to come up with a solution with the problem. So it's a little different. It's a little more unique than a prosecution from a DA's standpoint.
Okay, so it's a heavy workload. Because I heard you say it's like being a social worker. And you know, I used to be a social worker in my other life. That's a lot of hard work and not a lot of pay.
Yeah.
And when you're face to face with people and trying to help them manage their issues, whatever those issues are, whether they're trying to get public assistance or whatever, that's a different type of contact than if it's just administrative contact.
That's true.
Right. And so you did that for a couple decades.
Yes.
All right. So you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
You've been in the trenches.
Yes.
And you've seen a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Okay. And you all served Muskogee?
Yeah, that's the other thing that's different from the DA's office. The
Right.
solicitor's office was just Muskogee County.
Uh-huh.
We don't do anything in the other counties.
Okay, in
Like
the
DA's
Chattahoochee
office does
Judicial
all of the
Circuit. So you all were just Muskogee County proper.
Yes.
Okay.
So the misdemeanors that happen outside of Muskogee County
Right.
go through the DA's office. That's how it was set up.
Oh, okay. See, it's important that we learn something. No, because people don't know how things work. And that causes a lot of frustration and misunderstanding and misinformation in the community. Because I've had people, would call up Senator Harbison and say, well, I went here trying to do this and that, and they were in the wrong place.
Yes.
Because they were not clear on what
That's
the
true.
process. So you have all of that experience under your belt. So you're ready.
Yes.
Day one. All right. Well, what we're going to do now is go to our first break to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after a word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front lines for veterans every day. Whole Patient Healthcare. Dr. Jada Rimes-Bacote is board certified in family medicine. She believes the best patient care includes practical, individualized lifestyle changes. Located at 1338 13th Avenue, Columbus, 706-641-2080, or visit wholepatienthealthcare.com. Progressive Funeral Home. Family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road, trusted by generations. The Framing Factory and Art Gallery for professional framing and decorative art, located in Lake Bottom, 1325 17th Street, or call 706-324-3823. And welcome back to Straightforward. I am so excited. I just cannot say it enough. Of course, I know your grandmother. I was sharing with you in a sidebar that on her journey when she was losing her memory, she was an Alzheimer's patient. And I would visit with your Aunt Elaine, who used to work for Congressman Bishop. And Elaine's a cook. You know she loves to cook. And I would sit in the kitchen with your grandmother, and she knew every verse to every hymn that I had grown up singing. Well, I didn't know every verse to every hymn, but Mother knew every verse. I knew the first and the third on some songs, because that's the way they trained us, the ones coming behind, the real warriors. And she knew, or I would know second and fourth. She knew every single verse. And that is what we would do as Elaine would cook. And that would keep her entertained. So that said to me is that she was fully committed to her choir and her church before her health started to fail. Right. And so that commitment, even her yard, That yard was pristine over there on Ingersoll Hill. And so those are those characteristics and traits that you grew up with. You know, of course, your mother, you know, was trained up right. Your auntie, y'all some hardworking people. Now, I know you all. And so that is what laid that foundation for you. So tell me again what school you went to, because I know you on the other side of the Kool-Aid, as we would say, the Chattahoochee.
Yes, I went to Central High School.
Okay.
The best school in Alabama.
Okay, the best school in Alabama.
Yes, I graduated from Central High School, and then I went to college in Nashville at Fisk University.
Fisk University, HBCU.
Yes.
Yes, my husband's uncle, Dr. Norman Spencer, went to Fisk, and he was a trailblazer there. And that's good quality education.
Yes.
A lot of people that we know went to Fisk. You got a good foundation. That was your undergrad. And where did you go to law school?
I went to law school at Thomas M. Cooley in Michigan. It was in Lansing, Michigan.
In the cold.
Yes, in the cold, lots of snow.
All the way from Phoenix City area
Yes.
to Lansing, Michigan. So you were not ready for the snow and the ice.
No, I wasn't, but I liked it. It was fun.
It was different.
It was a lot
It was different.
Yes.
And you made a lot of friends. It was a cultural difference
It
too.
was. Mm-hmm.
So, but you were able to go there and be successful.
Yes, because I knew nobody there. When I
Really?
got there, no.
Not one person.
Not one person.
So it wasn't like you and a friend decided that you all were going to go to law school
The
there.
same with Nashville when I in undergrad.
Why were you went to
I
Fisk?
didn't know anybody in Nashville.
Because you know, often we'll find a friend from our community or we're in school with, and we'll all show up at the
I
same
wanted
school.
to try a different state, and I wanted to go to an HBCU, so I picked Fisk.
Tennessee.
Yes, Nashville, and I loved it.
I could tell. So we went from Nashville to Lansing, Michigan.
Yeah.
That's two extremes. We went from the Grand Ole Opry to where they're doing curling and ice skating.
Yeah.
And you never ice skated, I'm sure, before you left Phoenix City.
Exactly.
But you made some lifelong friends.
I did.
Yeah, you were sharing with me on the sidebar that you had a friend that when they finished, they went to Minnesota.
Yes.
And I was telling you, my sister-in-law and her husband are both attorneys. They were in Minnesota law school, and then they moved to New Jersey. And so you do make those professional relationships, and
Yes.
you've maintained them.
Yes.
Right. So have you announced to them that you're on your own now?
I have told a couple of my friends already.
Okay, in case you have to call them and get a little side counsel. Run some things by
I'm
them.
excited about it.
I am excited. I'm excited too. I am. And so when you were at Central, was there a particular teacher or someone that encouraged you to let you know you really had what it took to go forward and be an attorney? Because see, usually in our life, there's somebody along the way
Yes.
as we are matriculating that says, you can do this.
Yes.
Even though our community might not see that always. But it's like, yeah, you can go to Fisk, which wasn't cheap.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good school.
And they did give me a full scholarship.
Oh, okay. So you was already brilliant then. Okay. No, because a lot of times people want to go to the HBCUs and
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
true.
inexpensive. And but if you got that full ride, oh yeah, that meant that you were prepared academically. So who was that teacher over there in Alabama? Across the Kool-Aid.
Yes, it was Miss Vera Hope.
Really?
Yes, it was Miss Vera Hope. I will say I was fortunate to have a lot of good teachers.
Right.
All the way up from kindergarten on, but
She was the one.
Yes.
So she helped build that confidence
Yes.
that you could leave Alabama, go to Fisk, live on your own, not knowing anybody,
Yes.
and then take the next adventure to Lansing, Michigan.
Yes.
I'm telling you, Michigan is a cold place.
Yes.
We lived in Green Bay, and you have to be prepared. And so you had to get a whole new wardrobe because
Yes.
Alabama and Tennessee
Totally
climate
different.
was totally different.
Yes.
And so that was another big cultural change. So when it was time to come back home, why did you come back home? Because some people never come back. Was
That's
it
true.
because your mom and your family
I
or?
was helping my parents out. with some
Okay.
Things, they were, here,
Right.
and they were getting older. And actually, while I was in college, they moved to Columbus while I was in college.
Okay, so they left that side of the Kool-Aid,
they
came
did.
on this side.
So
right.
after I finished law school, I came back to Columbus too, and I've been here ever since.
Okay.
Yes.
But would you say that experience of leaving home made a difference
Oh,
in
yes,
you as a
definitely.
professional? And I tell people, I love Columbus, I love Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
but it's good to go and look
Yes.
somewhere else and see there is more to life than the Chattahoochee Valley.
Yeah.
And I don't say that in a negative way, but I think it's important to have exposure.
Yes.
So when you meet people from different places
Exactly.
and their situation and circumstances are different from yours, that doesn't mean that it's wrong.
Yes.
And when you've not been exposed, you'll think because it's not, I don't bake the cake like you, that something's wrong with
That's
the cake,
true.
but that's not necessarily the case.
And it's important to be exposed to different types of people. And
Yeah,
yeah,
diversity
yes,
and
it's very important.
Right.
And you do gain that experience when you go away somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And even just being a lawyer, I get lots of practice doing that too. Because you come in contact with all kinds of people.
Right. You never know who the client is going to be in this day and age. Exactly. Well, I am just so excited. I know that this is just going to be another great thing as you go through this career that you've had that's really been wonderful. But I think this is going to go take it to the next level. And this is a confirmation because we did not plan this. So when I came this morning, you opened the door, I said, we were praying at the same time because this was not planned. This is purely a divine plan. All right. What we're going to do is go to our break to our sponsors and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after a word from some of our sponsors.
Even at lower speeds, a crash between a bicyclist and motor vehicle can cause broken bones and traumatic brain injuries. Busy intersections are particularly dangerous for cyclists. Wear a helmet, stop at red lights, use hand signals, yield to pedestrians. Bike safe, bike smart.
Paid for with grant funds from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
The Miley Agency, Gerald Miley and his team can assist you in every aspect of your insurance needs. Call today for your free quote at 706-996-2045 or visit themiley.agency.com. New Horizons Behavioral Health, building better lives in the Chattahoochee Valley, providing services to persons with mental illness, developmental disabilities, and addictive diseases. Located in the Health and Human Services Building, 2100 Comer Avenue, Columbus, or call 706-596-5500. Barbara's Cleaning Service, a 5-star commercial service with satisfied customers in Georgia and South Carolina, built on the principle that every detail matters. Barbara's Cleaning Service, a new season building a family legacy.
And welcome back to Straightforward. I am sincerely enjoying this visit with attorney Altovise Filmore. I love that. And we're at the Filmore Law Firm here in Columbus on location. And I tell you, I am probably more excited than your Aunt Elaine. Of course, we know she worked for Congressman Bishop for about 20 years. And then I know that your mom and your grandmother are on the other side cheering you on. I want you to share with our viewers the type of law you are practicing, because I know we got everything from family law to criminal law, business law. If you're going to do it all, let us know, and how people can find you. Because we always found you at the government center, but we're not at the government center anymore. We're on a new adventure.
Yes.
So what kind of law will you be practicing?
I will be focusing on criminal law, doing all criminal misdemeanors.
Really?
And I'm also going to be doing probate law and estate planning.
So important.
Yes.
Whoo, Lord. Probate law and estate planning. Now, I know you have a lot of experience from being with solicitor and being Richardson all those years with the criminal law and the misdemeanors.
Yes.
I don't think you have had all of that family drama on the probate side. No, and this is why we need to teach people.
Yes.
Handle your business while you are alive.
Exactly.
Because when you don't, it leaves a horrible mess
Exactly.
behind when you have moved from work to reward.
Yes.
Right.
And with the criminal law, I'll be doing all the misdemeanors, the traffic citations. That includes speeding, DUIs, reckless driving, batteries, criminal trespasses, simple batteries, any and all of them. Because misdemeanors range anything from a speeding ticket to a vehicular homicide.
See, I didn't know vehicular homicide. Really?
Vehicular homicide is a
See, when we hear
misdemeanor.
misdemeanor, we think it's just a ticket. We were speeding, and now we debating with the police
No.
whether. Really?
A vehicular homicide, there's two versions of it, but the misdemeanor version is actually the more common version. It's a felony if you're in the commission of a felony at the time, or if you were DUI when it occurred. Otherwise, it's a misdemeanor in Georgia.
Really? So I could be in a car accident, God forbid, and the other person ends up passing away.
Yes.
I could be charged
Yes.
with vehicular homicide.
Yes, I handled several of them. All
Really?
those years I was there. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And you really didn't mean to. It was an accident.
Misdemeanors.
But if you were drunk or you were
committing a felony, then
right,
it's
if you
a
had
felony. Yes.
you were robbing the bank and hit somebody, then that's different.
Yes, that's different.
So you could just be in a normal car accident and be charged with vehicular homicide.
Yes.
What you say? Girl, I love the smart people. I'm telling you, I never knew that.
Yes, misdemeanors, it's a wide range. People
Right.
think misdemeanors, think, oh, that's not that important, and it is. There can be detrimental consequences to mishandling misdemeanors, and I really, really learned that as a solicitor in the solicitor's office. That's when I really, really understood the importance of that.
Really?
Yes,
So
and they
now
don't
we
need to be
teaching.
mishandled.
No, we
Yeah.
teaching people something today, and so all that 20 years experience that you had, it's gonna pay off for
Oh,
somebody.
yes. And I also, for the last 20 years, I've been teaching also. I've been a college instructor. And that's what excited me about the probate law, because one of the classes I have been teaching is the wills and estates. And so
You know, this group, they are some hard-working people. It's not good to hang with them. They're the people that work a real job and then work in their yard. I'm not that girl. I just want to be y'all friend, because I'm going to sit on the porch and watch y'all. So you were working at the solicitor and as a college professor also.
yes, I've been teaching for 20 years. I taught at
Really?
different colleges. Yes.
All of that work. So do you ever sleep?
Yeah. I do.
No, because that means you got to do a lot of reading and research.
That's
People
true.
don't understand. These are not, it sounds good to say, oh, I'm an attorney and I look fabulous. My hair is always, but they didn't understand how many hours, not just in the training, but in handling cases. So you could put a lot of time in a particular case.
Yes.
And when you have multiple cases, you're not really getting a whole lot of sleep.
No.
Okay, so on this probate side, let's talk about that, because we know people, we have friends, and one of our biggest sponsors of this show, we are going to our 13th season, is Progressive Funeral Home. And I know they probably see more of that confusion. I can't speak for Evergreen and the team. I'm just speaking from my own life experience as a family member. And just what happens when people die and they haven't laid out their will, estate, made their desires clear.
Yes.
I need for you to give us some quick tips on what people need to do. Now, that's affordable.
Yes.
That's not the same as you representing somebody that has that misdemeanor vehicular homicide. That's two different levels of
Yes.
fees.
Yes.
That's my assumption. Okay. All right. So share with us why that's important.
It's very important to plan to leave your loved ones in a good position when you're gone. That's why I think it's important to have a will. And that's one of the things I do. I do wills, powers of attorney, and healthcare directives. But I also do probate administration, and that's when the estate of the deceased person goes through probate court. Because it goes through probate court, it can go through probate court whether there's a will or whether there's not a will. If there's no will, it's called intestate.
Okay.
And then if there's a will, it's called testate. The process is a little different, but it's important to map all those things out and what your wishes are.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like the family house. Whew,
Yeah.
my. Air property. We all know about that. We know about air property. Be clear that you clear. You know, because we can be very emotional as family members, because what we thought was going to happen versus what was written is two different things. So give our community some coaching on that. Now, we need to make sure that we designate someone who we think is capable.
Yes, you need to think about who you want your executor or executrix to be. That's
Okay.
Male or woman.
I was
Female would be the
it for my
executive.
daddy, right?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But you do need to think about who you want to handle your estate when you're gone. Some people choose a spouse or a child or a friend.
Yeah, I had a friend that chose a friend
Yeah.
because she wanted to cut down the confusion between her children, because she knew that it was going to be struggles with power and birth position. Because just because your birth position doesn't necessarily mean you're the person in charge.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
and sometimes for different reasons, you may want to pick an outside person,
Right.
Somebody who's not related to you,
Right.
That's more common than people think, actually.
really? And that's
It
a good
does happen.
idea.
Yeah,
I
some
think it's a
people
good
do-
idea.
They do pick a friend or someone they're really close to to handle that for them.
Okay.
And a lot of people will pick a spouse or a child, or
Right.
another relative.
And so when we're talking about this heir property, we need to be clear about that, right? No, because we have some.
Yeah.
And my daddy laid it out where it's only will be the bloodline. So for the property that he has on State Road 85 here in Georgia, if I die, it has to go to my son, my portion, because I have other siblings.
Yes.
One sister passed away, and her portion goes to her son, Pastor Quinn Hartnett. But when he passed away, it has to go to his daughter, Charity. So it has to stay in the bloodline. The son-in-laws and all those people, they not in the mix.
Yeah.
But it was written.
Yeah.
So it has to be written. It can't just be implied.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have to be clear.
Okay.
And if you really want these designations the way you want them, that's what's very important about having a will.
Okay.
And you can give your property to whoever you want to give it to.
You surely can. That's why
Yes,
people leave it to the dogs sometimes.
That's true.
Right. So tell people where they can find you and what your office hours are.
Okay, I'm located at 1332 Winton Road.
Okay.
That's here in Columbus, Georgia, at the corner of Winton Road and Blandford Avenue.
And right across from the museum.
Yes, it's right near the museum.
Right.
Inside of the Dunlap and Lakes building.
Okay.
My phone number is 706-326-4556. And my email address is afilmorelaw@gmail.com.
Okay.
And I also have a website. It's www.filmorelaw.com.
Okay. And the hours are?
9 to 5, and I do some consultations outside of 9 to 5 if necessary.
Okay.
And I do, under certain circumstances,
I got you.
I may allow virtual consultations.
Okay. It just depends.
Yeah, because some people do work from 9 to 5. It's hard.
No, and they do. And they
Yeah.
do. Right.
To come in, but I can have a conversation over the phone.
Okay.
Things of that nature.
Well, I'm excited, and I'm just happy to know that I have another new lawyer friend, just in case I need somebody. And then I have family privilege. So I'm so excited, very proud of you. I'm going to be cheering you on, and we will certainly do this again. All right?
Thank you
Okay.
for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.
What up, world? What's up, Columbus? Be sure to tune in every Sunday, Straightforward with Gloria Strode, right here on NBC 38.